So in kayfabe, Roman Reigns was injured by Seth Rollins and he won't be competing in the Elimination Chamber. And apparently he's out indefinitely. So we don't know if he'll be available for WrestleMania. Obviously, the idea is that he will be. But I've been seeing a lot of backlash from people on Twitter about Roman Reigns' part-time status. Like, oh, Roman Reigns is once again taking another vacation. People saying Roman Reigns is lazy, Roman Reigns this, Roman Reigns that. So I am here to talk to you about Roman Reigns and his part-time status and why he is a part-timer right now. And for some of you, you might be like, we don't need to hear this right now because we already know why. But I feel like some people need a reminder, and we're going to go a little deeper into the points as to why he is a part-timer and not just the surface level of things. So in case anybody's forgotten, and I know a lot of people remember this and know, Roman Reigns has leukemia. He has cancer. I know you're like, we know this. We don't need to hear it again. Sometimes people do forget though, right? He has leukemia. He has fought it before. He has gone away because he has to fight this is a form of cancer. If you don't know, he has had to fight it. He's put it into remission. He has come back to wrestle. Currently, it is in remission. But let me remind some of the fans and the people who don't understand this. Just because his cancer is in remission doesn't mean that he does not deal with it on a day-to-day basis. In his most recent documentary, he had stated that he still takes oral chemotherapy every day for the rest of his life. Like, this is just something he has to do for the rest of his life. All right. So let's just get that out the way. We know that this is like a big, obvious thing, right? Now, what does that mean? Like him having cancer, right? And even being in remission, what does it mean? One, wrestling is a contact sport. It's more physical, stuff like that. Cancer is a very serious thing that can literally kill people, God forbid, right? We want Roman to be safe. We want him to be healthy, right? So even when he was wrestling full time, because I know some people might say, yo, Roman has wrestled full time when he had leukemia and he was in remission before, right? Even when he was wrestling full time, right? We don't know the effect that doing something so physical could have on your immune system and your body and everything like that. We literally don't know the nature unless you were Roman Reigns himself or you were talking to his doctors. You don't know how it affects him, right? Now, like I said, you might say, but he did it full time before. Have you ever considered that, yes, he did it full time, but because he was trying to build up himself and build up his name and build himself. So sometimes you feel like I can't miss work because I have to do all these things to build myself up, to be this person, to be that guy, to be everything that I need to be, right? But once Roman Reigns had built himself up to the place he needed to be a megastar, to be a top merch puller, merch seller, whatever, and to be the tribal chief, finally get the tribal chief character. Once you get pulling your company, pulling your position, maybe now you're like, all right, I could take my health a little more seriously. Like I could really hone in on this. That's one thing. Two, I forgot to say this. People that say Roman Reigns is lazy, that don't even remotely make sense to me. If you saw how much he worked before, even when people hated him, and for somebody to even fight cancer and go into remission and to achieve the physique and stature that he has, that most people would dream of having, you can't be lazy and achieve the physique that Roman has achieved. That literally don't even make sense to me. But sometimes I gotta remember not to take these things that I see on Twitter so serious, because I see everybody say all the time that the IWC on Twitter, like, that's a very toxic community. That's a very specific toxic community that you can't listen to all the time. So I'm trying to remember, like, not to take that in a certain way. But anyway, let's forget about the physical ramifications of being a wrestler and the physical demand that it has, right? Let's talk about this human to human, as people, right? Forget the cancer for 1 second. If you had the opportunity to have your job that you have right now, or if you're making good money or make more money, make millions, whatever it is, right? And you could do it part-time, work less, and still get paid more, would you not do it? If you had a job, like human to human, because y'all forget, we do not own this man. We literally do not own him. Like, this is still his job at the end of the day. He entertains us, but Roman Reigns doesn't belong to us. His name is Joe, bro. He has his own life. Human to human, you would tell me if you could go part-time at your job, get more of your time back, spend more time with your family, make more money, you wouldn't do it? That don't make no sense to me. to say you wouldn't do it. That don't make no sense. And then I feel like the next rebuttal would be like, well, you know, I would do it because I hate my job and blah, blah, whatever. Roman should love the WWE. Like, or you know what I'm saying? Like, people would say he don't love it then if he's not doing it full time willingly, right? Now let's bring the cancer back into it. All right. If Roman Reigns, he can love WWE, right? But as, again, human to human, if you had cancer and you loved your job, though, and your job kept you on the road 24/7 and away from your family, right? And you're in remission now, but let's be honest. You do not know when you could ever be out of remission. You don't know when it will come back, how it will come back, if it could come back. You're counting your days. You're not sure. You're scared, right? You're scared. What you're gonna do when you have that certain mentality about life, because now you know, like every moment is precious, you're gonna want to spend more time with your family, bro. You're literally gonna want to spend more time with your family because you feel personally that you could not be here in 5 years. And then if you spent the next 5 years on the road 24/7, because that's the biggest part of wrestling, the craziest part to me, which is why I said I could never even try to do it, is that they're never home. They're never with their family. Like, wrestlers for real are never with their family. So if you spent 5 years on the road thinking after the 5 years, I'll go spend time with my family after that, and then you never get that time because you passed away because of this illness that you already knew you had. What? Like, nobody wants that. And God, again, God forbid, I'm going to keep saying God forbid, because I want him to stay healthy forever. I want Roman to have another 100 years living. But I can't imagine, human to human, having an illness, myself having an illness, and then thinking that, hey, I'm still going to spend all this time away from my family. At that point, I'm prioritizing seeing more of you, spending. He has 5 children, by the way. He got 5 kids, bro. So I'm prioritizing seeing my 5 children. I'm prioritizing being with my family. I don't know how long I have. I'm in remission, but this is so unpredictable. Nobody knows. Doctors don't know. I don't know. You don't know. I'm going to maximize the amount of time I could spend with you, my wife, how much time I could spend with you, my children, and make sure I am there throughout your lives. Now, what people, want Roman to be realistically is John Cena before like the Hollywood fame. Because now John Cena, right, he has kind of left WWE to do movies in Hollywood and blah, blah, whatever. And now he's on his last year. It's funny saying everything that, he was against The Rock for. But either way, John Cena is a perfect example of somebody who has given their entire life to the WWE. He's even been completely open about the fact that he doesn't even want children at all because he has too much curiosity about life, he says. Like, basically, he wants to fulfill life. He just wants to do stuff for him. He wants to, you know what I'm saying? Like, and he was always on the road. He didn't feel like he could give his all to to his family, whatever, right? Like, he couldn't do that. So he hasn't had kids. But with all that being said, one, like I said, Roman has 5, and 2, John Cena, thankfully, does not have cancer. So comparing Roman to John Cena, comparing Roman to Cody Rhodes, because people like to say Cody Rhodes is a workhorse and blah, blah. Again, does Cody have cancer? No. And I would hope that he never gets it, because I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. Like, come on now. But like, just because you don't remember that Roman has an illness does not mean that he doesn't have it anymore because your memory couldn't remember that he had it. Like, let's be realistic, bro. Human to human. Stop thinking of Roman Reigns belongs to me, Roman Reigns belongs to us. Think of it as human to human, bro. If I was seriously ill, think to yourself, if I was seriously ill and I just got by and I'm in remission from this illness, but I don't know how long I have, I don't know if it could come back. Would I stay out on the road 24/7, or I spend more time with my family and work part-time, still get the money, still see the fans when I can, but really prioritize my family life and my health? Because we don't know what the physical nature of the WWE could be doing to his body. He has finally reached a point in his career where he is at the top. He is at the pinnacle of success, and he can choose to be part-time. Maybe he was full-time before, because he couldn't really choose that. He wasn't in the same position. He didn't have the same pull. So it's kind of like, I got to suck it up and do it anyway. But now that you have the choice, you gonna do what you got to do. So, man, I hate that I even have to make this video, because I'm be like, yo, we as people, I feel like, are failing Like, we're literally failing. How many times does a guy have to tell you what he deals with for you to just remember that and leave him alone about it? Like, if he's part-time, he's part-time. That's fine. But for all the haters calling him lazy and all this other stuff and complaining about the part-time status, I don't know what's wrong with you. To the other people that acknowledge he's part-time and they know it could be valid reasons and you're not calling him lazy, you're just saying, oh, you don't think he should win titles no more or whatever because he's part-time. Like, whatever, that's your opinion. It is what it is. But at least you acknowledge that he is part-time for a reason, and we do not control these people. And stop trying to control these people or insult them because they do not do what you want them to do. I feel like the internet is just full of a bunch of bullies and obviously full of a bunch of haters, which you're always going to have. Successful people are always going to have haters. But I had to say something about this because it's like, come on, let's not fail as a human race to like acknowledge when somebody is dealing with something, regardless of if they talk about it every day. He's not going to come out and talk about it every day. And like I said, God forbid anything happens to him. I hope he gets a million more years. I hope that he's in remission forever. I hope it's not something he has to worry about. But if you were that person, there would always be a part of you that worries about it. And I hope and pray for Roman. I pray for Joe and that he's always good. And I completely understand the part-time status. I'm a big fan. I love when you're there, but I completely understand when he's not. So I hope you guys do now too. And I hope I stop seeing like, you know, just the stupid comments. But then again, it's Twitter, right? So maybe I just can't take those comments too seriously. If you did enjoy the video, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. This is J Athletic Gaming, and I'll catch you on the next one.